So my subject, then I will directly go to my topic, because actually I want to talk to you people, the young generation, because I am talking some basic things about Indian biodiversity, how much it is diverse, how much it is. So the reason for most of the environmental problems currently faced by human beings is our ignorance towards nature. We are ignorant towards our natural wealth. We are ignorant of our biodiversity, especially younger generation. You should be very much aware of what we are having in our hand, what bio wealth we are having in our hand. The biological wealth is the capital of any country, because we are fully dependent on biological wealth. Whatever food we are eating, whatever medicines we are taking, whatever clothes we are wearing, everything we are getting from this biodiversity. Animal diversity and plant diversity. Our forefathers were lived in harmony with nature, but we are now not caring our environment. Nature can satisfy, already it is told, Mahatma Gandhi's word. So, when we think about nature, we should know our strengths and weakness. Nature provides everything for our survival. That doesn't mean that you should exhaust it everything. So, it is a nature of tendency of human beings, where whatever we are getting freely, we will take everything lavishly and we will waste it. That is what happened to our natural wealth. That is what happened to the biodiversity of the world also. We are wasting our natural wealth. Nature provides everything for our survival. Our strength. India has a rich biodiversity. Are you agreeing with me? India has a rich biodiversity. We are very rich. In what aspect? In natural wealth. We are very rich, diverse ecosystems and a strong framework for environmental laws for protection. We have a strong framework for laws. Who is enforcing these laws? There is a ministry. We have a ministry in Central, which is the ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Have you heard about the ministry? Who is the minister of that ministry now? Bhupendra Yadav. So, we have a strong ministry. We have our own framework of laws and everything. But even then, we are failing somewhere. We are unable to protect our natural wealth. So, but we cannot care our environment properly because of our weakness, such as overpopulation, poverty, unsustainable development. That is most important. Unsustainable development. We are mainly focusing on unsustainable development. What is meant by unsustainable and sustainable? That you may be knowing. Weak enforcement of laws and lack of awareness of environment at all levels. Then, what is biodiversity? Why it is so important? Maybe you are knowing all these things. What is biodiversity? It is the diversity of living organisms, plants and animals, diversity of ecosystem, their relationship among them, all these together, it is biodiversity. Biological diversity is a variability of living things that makes up life on earth. It is terrestrial plus aquatic. So, how many species are named till date? Around 8 million species are known till date. It is not an exact number, it is a guesswork only. 8 million species are not named, it is assumed. It is assumed that there are 8 million species of plants and animals and microorganisms are on this earth, out of which how much it is studied or named. Only 2 million species are, about 2 million species are only named. And when this word biodiversity is a buzzword, when we are hearing this word biodiversity since 1992, before that there was no biodiversity, there was no biodiversity laws, nothing. Since 1992, we started to hear this word biodiversity, conservation, all these things. Because in 1992, there was a big convention signed by world countries under the chairmanship of UN. Have you heard of that convention? What is that convention? Convention of Biological Diversity, CBD. CBD was signed in 1992. It came into force in 1993. Why? What is the reason of this convention? There are so many conventions are signing. Every countries are signing conventions. Conservation of. So what are the objectives of this convention, CBD? 3 main objectives. Conservation of biological diversity. The main objective, every country has to protect their biological diversity. First objective. Second objective, it is sustainable utilization. Every country has to utilize its biological resources sustainably. What is sustainability? Don't use it unnecessarily. You have to keep something for the future generation. That is called sustainable utilization. Then third objective, equitable sharing of its resources. This is the third objective, equitable sharing. Before 1992 convention, countries were, developed countries are coming to the poor countries and taking their biological diversity, and they are utilizing, they are not giving any profit to that countries, that nations. But now the things are change. Every country has the right to use their biological diversity. There are laws which protect the biological diversity of each and every nation. So these are the three main objectives of CBD. Then it has two protocols. These objectives are working based on two sets of laws, that's protocols. First protocol is the Nagoya Protocol. It's a protocol signed at Nagoya, Japan. So what is this protocol? This protocol mainly consists of sharing of or access to the genetic diversity. Every country has the right to access its genetic resources. No other countries are allowed to take the genetic resources of another country. So Nagoya Protocol is mainly formed of laws regarding access to genetic resources, and Cartagena Protocol, it is signed in Colombia. It is 2013 or it is signed. It is main movement of living modified organisms. You might have heard about genetically modified organisms. It is very dangerous process. So this protocol gives laws to prevent how these genetically modified organisms should be carried from one country to another country. Free movement of genetically modified organisms, it should be controlled. So these are the two main protocols of CBD. Then Biodiversity Act came in 2002. Then later Biodiversity Authority came in 2003. Where is Biodiversity Authority? Biodiversity Authority is located in where it is functioning. Any idea? Where is Biodiversity Authority? Is in Chennai. Then each state has got biodiversity boards. Every state is having biodiversity boards are there. So after this CBD, all these things came. Then India lost most of its biodiversity during the period of Mughal rule. We lost most of our biodiversity, Mughal period, then kings, and also in colonization period. Then our first attempt to protect our biodiversity was Wildlife Protection Act came in 1972. Before this act came, everybody can enter any forest area, kill any animal, shoot any animal, eat any animal. Now it is not possible. Then few questions I will ask because only 45 minutes are allowed to me. So I will just ask what is biodiversity, why it is so important, and what is so special of India. That is, I want to focus what is the speciality of India's animal diversity. I am talking about animal diversity, not plant diversity. Then biodiversity is not evenly distributed in the world. Biodiversity is packed in some countries more. Based on that, countries are classified into megadiversity countries. There are 17 megadiversity countries are there. India is one of the megadiversity country. Biodiversity not evenly distributed. Then even in a country, even though India is a megadiversity country, here biodiversity is not evenly distributed. Whether biodiversity is even in desert, the Rajasthan desert and Western Ghat, it is not evenly distributed. In somewhere it is packed. Some places biodiversity is packed even in a megadiversity country. Such places are called hotspots. Now at present there are 36 hotspots. India is having 4 hotspots. You may be knowing, all you have studied in +2 classes. Which are the hotspots we are having? There are 4 hotspots. One, Western Ghat, Sri Lanka, Western Ghat. Then second, Eastern Himalaya. Third, Himalaya. Then fourth, Sundaland. Sundaland means Andaman Nicobar Islands and adjacent islands. These are the 34 hotspots. Just to see the locations of hotspots. The world map, you see, where are these hotspots? Hotspots are mainly on the tropical region, either on the equatorial region or above or below the equator. Why it is what is the reason of that? Because diversity is more in equatorial regions where plenty of rain and sunlight is there. And these are the 34 biodiversity hotspots in the world that are listed. Then biodiversity is visible at 3 levels. Which are the levels? We can see, suppose we can visible the biodiversity at genetic level, species level, and ecosystem level. A country with mega diversity, we can see very much diversity. We can see variety of rice varieties in India. You can see variety of cat varieties in India, because India is a mega diversity countries. Variability, that is called at genetic level. You can see the diversity at genetic level. Then you can see diversity at species level. How many species of animals are known from India? Hardly 1 lakh species of animals are currently named. Is that the final number, 1 lakh? No, there are so many animals will be there to be discovered. So this is species diversity. Then out of these animals, 95% of our animals are invertebrates. You know what are the importance of invertebrates? Then invertebrates are the most important part of the animal diversity. Then, I know this person, Wilson, is father of biodiversity, E.O. Wilson. Actually, these ecosystem services, invertebrates are helping for several ecosystem services like pollination, soil aeration, decomposition, and seed dispersal. Then out of these invertebrates, insects are the major part. Out of the known animals, 75% are insects. What are the importance of insects? We are not at all bothering about insects. I am telling you people, you should at least bother about insects in future. Otherwise, what will happen? A recent study conducted in some countries shown that already 40% of our insect fauna is gone. It is extinct. So we are not at all bothering. We are not even knowing that. Then there is a third level, ecosystem diversity. You can see diversity of ecosystem in a country which is having rich biodiversity. Are you able to follow me? So we can see in our country deserts, mangroves, rivers, estuaries, tropical rainforest, then dry deciduous forest, so many things. That is good. So biodiversity can be seen at 3 levels. Genetic level, it is very visible. Then species level, it is also visible in numbers. Then ecosystem level. Then why to preserve biodiversity? Why a nation has to preserve its biodiversity? To meet the needs of the future. That is, I already told you. That is called sustainable utilization. Because future generations should also get something. If you are finishing everything, then what future generations will get? Then to protect the gene pool. You know what is a gene pool? Our forests are gene pools. Our sea is a gene pool. Storehouse of different genes where we are taking the animals and plants for domestication and aquaculture, all these things. So we have to protect our whatever gene pool we are having as such. Otherwise, what will happen if you are finishing one gene pool? If something happens to that plant or animal, where we will get to that plant and animal again? So we have to keep some genes. That is why we are protecting our areas, our conservation areas like sanctuaries, national parks, everything like that. To maximize the lifespan of human species, then recreation, ecotourism. This only we are doing now. Mainly we are concentrating on ecotourism. We are going to all conservation areas. We are going to all habitats and destroying the habitats. So that should be controlled. Then chance of finding new species that may be useful to mankind to maintain the balance of nature. Then majority of our conservation efforts and public attention are focused on large charismatic species. Whenever we are talking about conservation, we are only talking about a tiger, elephant, rhino, etc. But nobody is talking about conserving insects. But one day will come, we have to talk about insects, we have to think about insects to conserve. The alarming decline of insects have never been taken into account and public are less aware of the issue. Recently, scientists have warned about the decline of insects, and if it is not taken seriously, terrestrial and freshwater ecosystem will collapse without insects. Current rate of insect release is 44. Are you believing this? We are not knowing what is happening in the insect world. There is evidence of that. If you talk to agricultural people, they will tell productivity is decreased. There is no productivity. There is no production of fruits. There is no production of flowers like before. It is very difficult to raise a fruit or a seed. Local species, these are all, I am talking about insects. After effects of insect decline, food shortage because of pollinator limitation, loss of soil fertility, accumulation of garbage, loss of wildlife wealth, aquatic habitats, or will be replaced by highly pollutant-resistant species. So, just I am making you aware that we are heading to a collapse. We are going to a collapse period. We are going to a mass extinction era. That will happen today or tomorrow. Then, I want to tell you what is special about India's biological wealth and how it is evolved. This is an interesting aspect. You should just know what is the speciality of our India's animal diversity or biodiversity. Total area, our total area of the world is 2.4% of land mass. Then the 7th largest country supports this much world population. One of the 17 megadiversity countries, 9th in biodiversity richness, wildlife wealth, 2nd after Africa, forest area 3rd after Brazil and Indonesia, vast streakers about 7,000 something, plant diversity 12% of the world, animal diversity. Then high rate of endemism. What is endemism? All megadiversity countries are having endemic species, more number of endemic species. What is an endemic species? Endemic species are those species which are distributed in very limited areas. You can see the species in the limited areas only. So any country which is mega diverse, you can see so many endemic, more a number of endemic species. Can you name any endemic species? Any endemic species in India or in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu? Any endemic species? Nilagiri tar is an endemic species. Lion-tailed macaque is an endemic species. So these endemic species are only found in some restricted areas only. Why India has got a rich biological diversity? Have you ever thought about this? Why our country has got such a diverse biodiversity? Because of diverse climatic conditions, enormous ecodiversity, and geodiversity, unique biogeographic location. That is more important. You just see the world map. Where is the position of India? I will show you. Then unique evolutionary history. India has a unique evolutionary history. That is why we got this much diverse of plants and animals in our country. Each and every part of our country is different from other. Rajasthan desert is entirely different from Western Ghat. Western Ghat is entirely different from Eastern Ghat. Eastern Ghat is different from Eastern Himalaya. Every area is different. Why? Because of unique evolutionary history, because of unique biogeographical location. India, this is the world map. Where is the Where is India located? This pointer is not working. Oh, you cannot see now. So, sorry. Where is the position of India? You have studied about zoogeography, na? Zoogeography, phytogeography, etc. So, India is in close contact with the Palearctic region, Ethiopian region, then Australasian region. So, India is having maximum land contact. So, just I will tell a small story. The earth was a single land mass. You know that? What is the age of the earth? It is 500 crores of years. So, around 225 million years ago, Earth, I am talking about not India, I am talking about the Earth. It was a single landmass called Pangaea. Then slowly the landmass started to break. How is the landmass started to break? Because of the movement of Earth plates. Then the next picture you just see, around 35 million years ago, the different land masses are formed. The first one, top one, North America, second South America, then Europe and Asia, then Africa, then India. Where is that India? That small piece, a triangle piece. India was a part of Africa. India was a part of Africa before Earth splits. Then what happened to this landmass? Then this landmass, Indian landmass started moving eastwards. Can you able to locate this? This pointer is not working. So India, the landmass of India separated from Africa and started moving towards eastern tide and finally collided with the Eurasian plate. Europe and Asia, the landmass, it was collided and the movement was stopped. Then what happened when it separated from Africa? It has taken from so many species from Africa. So many animal species and plants are trapped in that landmass, and it carried that landmass, and it was collided with the Eurasian plate. Then what happened after this collision, after this contact? All animals started to move freely. So animals from Europe, Asia, every part reached India. So India now got a mixture of species, originally taken from where? Originally taken from Africa. Then it has the animals from Europe and Asia all moved into Indian landmass. Now it is a mixture. Then what happened? Then Himalaya started to rise. Himalaya rise where? That I cannot show you. So when the Himalaya rise, the movement of animals was stopped. Animals movement stopped from Europe and Asia, though all these species of animals are trapped in that landmass. Then what happened to these animal species? You studied about when these species are isolated for long millions of years, speciation will start. New species will arise. So new species will form. So Indian landmass, how India got this much of mixture of species? It was originally came from Africa. It has got species from Africa, Europe, Australia, and all these places. So just to see, this is the route of main streams of faunal influx from wherever places these animals move to India. African region, then Palearctic area means these European countries, Arabian countries, then Russia, all these places, then this arrow, Indo-Chinese sub-region, then now the Indian landmass carries a mixture of animal species. So, now this is the biogeographical zones of India. India is divided into 10 biogeographical zones. First one, Trans-Himalaya. Each and every biogeographical zone is different from other in having faunistic and floristic diversity. The Trans-Himalaya is the top portion of India, which is in close contact with the Pakistan and all this. Then the cold deserts are there. What are cold desert? We have cold desert and we have hot deserts. Which is the cold desert in India? Ladakh is the cold desert. So in Trans-Himalaya, life is minimum, species diversity is very less, and most of the species have affinity to Palearctic region. European and Asian affinities are there. The second one is Himalaya, that green portion. Himalaya is shared by India, Nepal and Bhutan. Then the second Himalaya, again it is cold region, diversity will be very less. Then mainly Palearctic species are there because that portion was very close to Europe and Asia. Then third one, desert region, this yellow one, this is Rajasthan desert, dry area. One by one I will show you. So Trans-Himalaya, it is 55.6% of the total area of the country. How much area? 5.6%. High altitude, cold desert and alpine septi vegetation, a fragile ecosystem, faunal affinities with the Palearctic and endemic elements. Endemic fauna are these are the endemic fauna. So this Trans-Himalaya is entirely different from other areas. Then Himalaya, how much area? 6.5% of India, that green portion. So it is the highest peaks in India. Himalaya is having highest peaks in India, the richest habitats, There again, alpine forests, needle-leafed plants mainly, that type of vegetation is there. Then faunal affinity, again, affinity will be Palearctic. What is that Palearctic? Palearctic means European. So affinity will be Palearctic because these areas are close to Europe and Asia. Then Indian desert, 6.6% of area. It is Thar desert and Kutch desert. Gujarat, some portion is desert. Again, the vegetation is entirely different. Species diversity, species composition is entirely different. The desert region occurs in the extreme west in Rajasthan and northwestern parts of Gujarat, extending towards Sindh, Punjab and Balochistan. This is the home of the desert cat, the desert fox, desert hare, etc. Like that, peculiar type of animals are living in this area. Then semi-arid. Where is that semi-arid area? Behind the desert, you can see a greenish-yellow area. A greenish-yellow portion that is called semi-arid. It is 16.6% of the country. Which states are coming there? Actually, it is Gujarat, then parts of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, etc. So transition shown between desert and dense forest of Western Ghats, deciduous forest, scrub jungles, etc. Why I am just talking about different portions? Because I want to tell you that each and every part of India is different from other parts on vegetation and animal diversity. Then Western Ghats, one of the hotspots of biodiversity in India, where Western Ghats starts and where it ends. Western Ghats starts from Tapti river of Gujarat and ends in Kanyakumari of Tamil Nadu. It is a continuous chain. Whether it is a continuous chain? No. There are some gaps in that. Where are those gaps? Any idea where gaps are in Western Ghats? There is a gap very nearby in Tamil Nadu, this Pollachi, that route, that is the gap, Palakkad gap. So, what are the peculiarities of Western Ghats? It is a 4% area of India. It starts from Tapti river and ends in Kanyakumari, full of tropical evergreen forest, moist deciduous and montane forest. It is a biodiversity hotspot. And fauna of Western Ghats, you just see what is the peculiarity of Western Ghats fauna. Actually, that portion of that hill is a part of Africa. Actually, that portion was close to Africa. So it was separate from Africa. So most of the Western Ghats faunal elements are ancient Gondwanan elements. What is Gondwana and Laurasia? The single landmass, I told you about a single landmass, it splits into actually northern Laurasia and southern Gondwana land. So this fauna of Western Ghats is an ancient Gondwana, which is actually African fauna. Chinese and Malayan elements. These are the animals there. You know these animals? I told you Nilagiri tar. Actually, Nilagiri tar is an endemic mammal species found in Western Ghats. There is an same tar in Himalaya. That is called Himalayan tar. So one is Nilagiri tar and this is Himalayan tar. Actually, I will tell you this. Actually, the forefathers of this tar came from Europe before Himalaya formed. Okay, how these two species formed, I am telling the story. These forefathers of these tars came from Europe to India before Himalaya was there. Then when the Himalaya formed, they were trapped in India. Then what happened? In the central portion of India, so many volcanoes erupted. Then what happened? Most of the fauna destroyed. And what happened to these tar fauna? Some of the tars escaped into high mountains of Western Ghats and some tars went to Himalaya to escape from the heat of these volcanoes. Just I am telling a story. So some population escaped into Himalayan hills and some population escaped into Western Ghats because they want cold climate. At the top of the mountains, they will get what type of climate? Cold climate they will get. So in future, after so many millions of years ago, the population which reached Himalaya become Himalayan Thar, and the population which reached Western Ghat become Nilagiri Thar. Now you just got an idea how species are evolved in different parts of the country. And this is a frog species called Nasica batrachus sahyadriensis. Actually, it is discovered in 2002 by a Malayali scientist. So when he got this frog, nobody could identify this frog. Which frog is this? But people were telling that they were knowing this frog so many millions of years back also, because tribals were eating this frog. But it was not named or identified. The problem is, it is a burrowing species. It never come to outside, only it will come to outside during rainy season. Then the scientist got this specimen. Actually, he was totally confused. He could not identify. And after consulting with so many people in different parts of the world, some person from Germany told that there is a similar species in Madagascar. He told that the same similar species living in Madagascar. Now you got the picture now, how this frog came here. So the ancient population of this frog came from Madagascar when the land mass separation. Then those species or those population reached in our Western Ghat area, it become a new species or a new family. It's called, that is called Gondwana connection of amphibia. Then Deccan Plateau. Which is the Deccan Plateau? The central triangular portion of India. 42% of India's finest forest areas are there. So Deccan Plateau means, what is Deccan Plateau? The western part is bordered by Western Ghat, the mountain. Eastern Ghat is bordered by Eastern Ghat. Then central portion is bordered by Vindhya Satpura hill ranges. So 3 portions hills. When you climb the hill and you will reach a flat area, that is called a Deccan Plateau or Deccan Flat Area. So that is a major part of India. It is 42% land area of India is Deccan Plateau, where you can see maximum forest. It is the true home of Indian mammals. This is the peculiarity of that area. Then Gangetic Plain. Which is Gangetic Plain? Gangetic Plains is the plains that Bihar area, Assam, Bihar, that these the Gangetic Plains are plains or land formed by the rivers Ganga, Brahmaputra, Yamuna, the soil, whatever soil they deposited, that forms a very rich area, fertile area, that is called Gangetic Plains. Around 10.8%. It is the alluvial soil is there. The most highly productive area of India. It is highly productive area because agricultural activity started in India there. Then northeast, 5.2% area, the transition shown between Indo-Malayan and Indo-Chinese regions, that is that red portion, northeast. What about northeast? Whether it is a highly diverse area or rich area, it will be a highly richly diverse area, biodiversity rich, because it has contact with so many other areas, Indo-Burma, Chinese, all these places, animal species has moved to and settled there. So northeast, which are the northeastern states? Arunachal Pradesh, 7 sister states. Then coast and island. We have around 8,000 something kilometers of coast, sea coast, and this is a 2.5% of total area. We have beaches, we have mangroves, we have mudflats, total coastline approximately 8,000 something. Then we have Lakshadweep group of islands and we have Andaman group of islands. Then what about our marine diversity? We are having very rich marine diversity. We are fish diversity second after world second fish diversity in India. Then I will talk something about this threats to fauna. So what are the major threats to our fauna? It is habitat degradation, that is called intensive agriculture, mining, fishing, Then I want to stress here aquaculture. Why aquaculture is a threat to fauna? Aquaculture people will not agree with me. Aquaculture has a very bad environmental image because aquaculture, people are telling aquaculture damage natural fauna. I am also agreeing and disagreeing because aquaculture is one of the most rapidly developing system of food production in developing countries. Even then, it has its own problems. What are the negative aspects of aquaculture? Whether it is destroying natural fauna to some extent. So, then development, unsustainable development like human settlements, industry, then habitat destruction, then poaching and hunting, invasive species. That is another important aspect. What are invasive species? Invasive species are exotic species that are reaching here by some way. So aquaculture also helping for introduction of some invasive species to the country. Then overexploitation of wild bioresources, pollution of air, water and soil, then climate change. These are the major threats to our rich biodiversity. Out of these, we cannot control natural factors of destruction. We cannot stop climate change. We cannot stop forest fires. But we can change our things. We can change our activities, and we can save our fauna and flora. The more we know of an ecosystem, its species, the less the chances of our destroying it. We will conserve only what we love and value. We will love and value only what we understand. We will understand only what we are taught. Conservation cannot be brought out by enforcement of laws. Laws cannot only stop, cannot be brought by only laws. It must come from within because we love earth and all living beings thereof. The Mother Nature provides enough to satisfy everybody's greed, but not everybody's greed. A greening of human mind must precede the greening of the earth. A green mind is one that cares, saves, and shares. Actually, I want to tell you what diverse biological wealth we are having, and now you can share me. We can interact. This only I want to talk to you. Do you have any questions? No questions.
Any questions regarding this?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from soul.